We're doing chicken bacon ranch pizza tonight. We're going to smoke us a chicken on this drum. We're going to make us a ranch dressing from scratch. Put us a pizza together, and it's not going in the oven. It's going right here on this drum. Let me show you how. Welcome back to Heat of the Drum. My name is Steve. Today is pizza day here at Heat of the Drum. I'm excited for this one. First thing we got to do is get this chicken ready to go on that smoker. I've already got it spatchcocked, and we need to make some seasoning for it. Let me show you what I got. This one's super simple. All you're going to need is 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of ground pepper, 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of ground mustard. And I have all that right here. Well, let's get it mixed up. Really simple, kind of a salt, pepper, garlic-based seasoning. Kind of playing off those ranch kind of flavors. This should complement that pizza really well. And when you're done, it's going to look like that. Let's take a look at this chicken. Like I said, I already spatchcocked it. If you've never spatchcocked a chicken, it's really simple. Basically, all you're going to do is cut out the backbone, take a knife and kind of score that breastbone, push down on it, and it'll lay flat just like this. This one's ready to go. I've cut off any loose skin, any fat. Actually, I'm going to start at the bottom here. I did tuck the wings under. This one here had a broke flapper on it, so I don't know how well he's going to stay back there, but he's back there for now. Before we season up that chicken, let's get this chimney dumped. It's ready to go. And I'm using some cowboy oak and hickory blend lump mixed with a little Kingsford. And to that, I got some pecan chunks I'm going to throw in there. I do have 2 cups of warm water. All right, now let's season that chicken. So we're just going to come in here and get a good coating on here. Tap that in a little bit. I want to get in here and add some seasoning on top of these breasts. I'm going to get under that skin, just kind of work my finger back and forth like this. And what that does, it allows me to get some of this seasoning and just kind of get it in there. And season that bland breast. I'll do the same thing to this side here. Seasoning's kind of gritty, so you can kind of feel it, that it's getting around where you need it. That'll work. These wings first. And that's going to do it, my friends. It's looking pretty good to me. It's time. The drum's ready. Chicken's been sweating it out the whole time. Just hang in there. Let's do it. Just going to kind of center it in my drum right there. Let's get the lid on. All right, chicken is on. Let's talk drum smoker temp. We're looking for 275, 280, right around that range. Got my timer set for 1 hour. Then we'll get in there and get our first look at that thing. And knowing me, I'll probably rotate. In the meantime, let's start on this ranch sauce that we need for that pizza. So what I have here is just a 1/2 cup of mayo. You can use any kind you want. Next up is a 1/2 cup of sour cream. A 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Let's talk seasoning. What I have here is a half teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Let's get all that in there. Let's talk herbs. What I have here is 1½ teaspoons of diced parsley, 1 teaspoon of diced chives, and 1 teaspoon of dill diced. Then we're going to come in with 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And let's get that all mixed up. Should be plenty for our pizza. Ranch sauce is ready to go. It's just going to go hang out in the fridge until we need it later. Looks like we got about 45 minutes left before I look at that chicken. I'll see you then. Just hit that 1 hour mark. Let's get the lid off and get our first look at that chicken. See how it's doing. And we're going to get in here and give it a rotation. And we'll get in here at the instant read and kind of see where we're at here. 118 degrees. So we'll get the lid back on. Total cook time on the chicken, 2½ hours. Now let's get a look. Look at this thing. And it smells good. Let's get it off. Now the only thing I'm going to do to this, I'm going to grab some foil and just kind of loosely temp it, just like that. It'll stay like this for about 20 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to get our pizza stone on this drum. And that thing is getting ripping hot because I left the lid open, which is good. That's what we want. Let's get the lid on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and open this damper all the way, just like that. So what I did is I set my timer for 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I'm going to get into that chicken and start ripping it apart into pizza chunk size. See you then. It's been about 20 minutes. Let's get the foil off and get to shredding on this chicken. Oh, yeah. Woo-wee, look at that. And then we're definitely after some of this breast meat. So we're going to come in here. Look at that, my friends. Ooh-wee. Juicy, moist breast meat. So we're going to get this ripped apart. Get that leg off there. I'm going to save that too. And I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to kind of make this kind of pizza chunk size and start us a pile over here. Kind of no method to the madness, just getting in there, and you know, you don't want anything too big, so you know, stuff like that. You could chop it up with a knife if you want it to, but this is tender enough. I'm just going to break it apart with my hands. Get into these thighs. Look at those. Get that over here mixed in. Just getting out any bone, gristle, fat, anything you don't want in your pizza. Yeah, that thigh skin, wow. I'm going to slice a little of that up. And we'll just kind of dice it up. Just like that. And we'll just put that in with that chicken. And this is what we got. Just going to mix that all together and look at it one more time, see if there's anything I want to rip apart. Mix that thigh meat in with that breast and a little of that skin that we added in there just for some flavor. Yeah, this should be good. Chicken is all good. Let's talk crust. This is my crust. This is a homemade crust that actually, when I put the chicken on originally, I went in and made this dough. And it's been relaxing, just hanging out. And I just rolled it out probably 15 minutes ago. But I will, in the description, put all the ingredients and some instructions on what you need to do to make it just like this. So now this crust is just sitting on this parchment paper that I cut probably about an inch out from the crust edge, just all the way around, just to make it circular. Underneath the crust is just a little bit of cornmeal that I put on top of that parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with the fork, and we're just going to put some holes in here so that the crust will cook evenly and won't bubble up on us too much. And that should be good. Now the first ingredient is our sauce that we made earlier. Remember that ranch sauce? It's been hanging out in the fridge. Look at that. I'm going to give that, this is the first time I've stirred it. Looking really good. Ooh, and I can smell it. So you're going to have plenty of sauce. So it's kind of up to you on how much you want to put on here. So I'm just going to start out with 1 scoop. And we'll start smearing around. We'll kind of go from there. Kind of treat it like you would a regular like pizza sauce. You can see those herbs that we put in there earlier. So like I said, make it as saucy as you want it. I'm not going to use all this sauce, but quite a bit of it. And you know what? That's looking really good to me. First up, chicken. So we'll just kind of go around, start putting our chicken chunks on there. And you can make it as meaty as you want. So just kind of depends on how much you want to put on. I think I'm getting there. I think it's looking really good. Maybe one more piece right there. How's that? How about 1 piece right there? Now what I have here is 12 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and I shredded this myself. So let's get this kind of dispersed around here. And then what I like to do is just kind of come in here and kind of just even it out like that. I like to get it all the way out to that crust edge, because we ain't done with the cheese yet. What I have here is 6 ounces of shredded, which I shredded myself. Like I said, this is 6 ounces of sharp white cheddar. Get that put around the best we can, kind of evenly. Even that out a little bit, like that. Looking really good. This is 8 pieces. I don't know if I'm going to use all 8, but that's what I chopped up. You can kind of see I chopped up in probably like 1/2-inch chunks. And one thing I didn't do is I did not burn the bacon. I took it off probably slightly early instead of too late. I didn't want the bacon real done, because it will cook a lot more once it's in that drum. All right, that works for me. Now let's get this in the drum. So I'm just going to come in here and kind of lightly dust this stone, some of this cornmeal. That's good right there. And now the trickiest part, but I'm going to work quick. We're going to come in here and we're just going to slide this pizza off right onto that stone. Just like that. We'll bring it and kind of center it. Looks really good. Let's get the lid on. Pizza looking really good. We just got it on. I'm going to set my timer here for 15 minutes, which I just did. Then we'll get in there and get our first look at that pizza. It's going to start getting really interesting now. It's been 15 minutes. Let's get the lid off and get our first look at this chicken bacon ranch pizza. Oh yeah. Look at that crust, how it's already rose. Now what I'm going to do is just come in here and rotate this about a quarter of a turn. Make sure we're still kind of evened out on that stone. Yep. And let's get the lid back on. Wow, was that looking good. Now what I did is I just set another 8 minutes on my timer, and then we're going to get in there and give that thing a second look. It's been 8 minutes. Let's get in here and get our second look at this pizza. Oh yeah, looking real good. Now the first thing I'm going to do is come in here, and we're taking that parchment out of there. We no longer need that. The only reason that was there was to help us get that on the strum. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to rotate another quarter turn. Oh yeah, we are getting there, my friends. And actually, I think what I'm going to do, because we are close, I think I'm going to rotate that about right there. Pizza looking really good at that second look. Put 5 minutes on the timer, then we're going to get in there, get our third look, and see how it's going. See you then. It's been 5 more minutes. Let's get a look. Oh yeah. All right, we're going to give this about another quarter turn, just like that. And what I have here is just some unsalted butter. I'm just going to come in and kind of hit this edge. Wow, is that looking good? Just like that. Let's get the lid back on. We are close, my friends. 3 minutes. This pizza's coming off. It's been 3 minutes. Let's look. Oh, yeah. This, my friends, is coming off. Let's grab this. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it onto this pizza pan here, just to slow down the cooking process a little bit. But it's cool out here, so I'm going to put my pizza stone here and then just set this kind of on top of that pizza stone. That's going to kind of act as a heat source and kind of keep it warm so it doesn't cool off too quick. There's one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here with a little bit more of this unsalted butter. Ooh, that started to set up. It's a little cool out here. See if I can get some on there. There we go. Just like that. Yeah. I'm going to come in here with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese along that edge right there. This is finely shredded. Just give that crust a little flavor. And that'll kind of melt on there and add a lot of good flavor to that crust. Just like that. And then one more little thing. I got a few little chives that I chopped up just to add a little green to the top. And use as much as you want. Nothing left to do now but get in here and get us a big old piece of this thing. So about 4 hours and 10 minutes roughly time-wise, but 2.5 hours of that was smoking that chicken. So you could definitely do that ahead of time, have it shredded, have it ready to go. I always like doing it fresh, getting it off the smoker, shredding it, and putting it on the pizza. I think it's the best way to do it. But that's up to you, however you want to do it. But all I know is we're getting in here and we're cutting a piece of this because it smells good. Oh man, I know it's going to taste good. Here we go. Let's get in here. Ooh-wee. And the good thing is, it is nice and soft around the edge. And I can already tell, cutting through it, that the bottom is cooked where we need it to be. Oh yeah. I'm actually coming here with this plate. Ooh-wee, look at that. That, my friends, chicken bacon ranch pizza out of a drum smoker. Look at that. The crust is nice and spongy soft, but on the bottom, nice and done. Ooh-wee, this is going to be hot, but I'm going to take one for the team and take a bite of this. Here we go. I know I'm going to burn the roof of my mouth on this one, but it smells so good. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Mmm. First thing I noticed, that ranch sauce. Oh, that is really good. Mmm. Oh, that bacon has turned out really good. The bacon is perfect. Oh, wow. I think this one is going to be in heavy rotation here at the Heat of the Drum House on pizza night. This one's really good. Oh, man. Oh, it's hot. Woo. Remember, you can do this too. Till I see you again the next time on Heat of the Drum.